Through the journey of life, the most important lesson you will learn is perhaps the one of balance. Young people might remember, as I do, the story of Goldilocks, of finding a balance. All the scholarship that has happened in India and abroad, the lessons you want to draw from the Mahabharata, from the Ramayana, they often tell you that when the balance becomes skewed is when dangerous things happen. There's always a balance of life and living it. At my age, I am now considering that I should at least be able to speak a passable native Punjabi, so at least I can teach my children the wonderful language that it is. That's a good thing. That's an excellent thing to happen. So when we are talking about linguistic pride, on which basis our country was indeed divided into the Federation of States post-independence, and the promotion of local identity, language and culture, at what point of time does it become ridiculously and perhaps politically virulent? That becomes an important question. Where do we find the balance is something that we need to figure out. So let's try to have a calm conversation to figure this out. Joining us on the broadcast, Dr. T.V. Mohandas Pai, Chairperson of the Manipal Global Education System, is with us on the broadcast. Dr. Jacob Krasta is joining us as well, Dr. P.S.V. Rao and Mohan Dasari. I'll be coming to you, gentlemen, in just a minute. Let me start with Dr. Pai. Dr. Pai, now you've already spoken out on social media regarding what you've seen, witnessed in Bengaluru over the past few days. What do we do now, sir?
No, I think what we need to do is for the Chief Minister and the political leaders to stand up firmly against violence. They've done that yesterday. I'm very happy they've done that. They said they will not be accepting any blackmail. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said when he was threatened that we'll show you what to do in the election, he said let the election come, we'll see. Because we have Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is the strong leader, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar is the strong leader, and Home Minister Parmeshwar is a strong veteran leader. They're all standing up. That's good news. Now they must talk to the citizens and say in future they will make sure that these things don't happen. Because there is a fear among people that this activity was allowed to happen for one day when the police do not seem to have acted. I saw a video of one of these agitationists coming and catching hold of a citizen, rubbing ink on his face, throwing him to the ground and beating him up. How can this happen in Bangalore? How can this happen in Karnataka? And he was one of the leaders, agitationists. I mean, and what are the police doing? That means tomorrow you walk on the street, some fellow will come and put ink on your face and shout at you and beat you down to the ground. I mean, what is happening in this state? What are the police for? What do we pay taxes for? I have not seen the political leaders condemn that kind of activity. I want them to reassure the citizens that they will protect the life, liberty and property of every citizen. They will not allow this kind of mob violence to happen ever again. The mob violence was very scary. There was a video of this mob people on the airport road vandalizing a shop, and they were, I think, women workers inside. I don't know how they felt. They were throwing stones on the door, on the windows, breaking everything, and they were all inside. I mean, it was very scary that they could have come and, hurt them. And this, in Bangalore, anything small that happens in Bangalore or big that happens in Bangalore is picked up around the world. There are many people all around the world and in India who are envious of Bangalore's growth. They want to see Bangalore come down because they can't take the growth in their stride. And they want to push down Bangalore. I saw a person tweeting yesterday, oh, everybody go away from Bangalore, come to Noida, come here. I think it's total rubbish. That person should have his head examined. And I think they're all waiting for Bangalore to go down so that, they'll say, oh, Bangalore is gone, come here, come there, which is not correct. You can't rejoice when your co-citizens are in pain. We should all stand together. And what happened was very scary, fearful. Today, there is fear in the hearts of citizens of Bangalore because of the open violence done by this mob. And the police failed to protect citizens, failed to protect property for which they exist. And that has created a fear that tomorrow police will not protect them. If police does not protect us, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to join together and protect ourselves? I remember, I must tell you the story, that once when there was a terrorist threat and there was some attack in Bangalore, there was a meeting with Vidhan Soudha. I went to the meeting the DGP and everybody was there. They said, no, no, don't worry, we'll protect you. I told them, all of you protect our political leaders. You do protect our politicians. What about us? If some terrorist comes here, what are we supposed to do? We're standing victims. I told them, you must allow our security people, the companies to carry guns too, to protect ourselves in case of need. Then he said, no, 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 you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, etc. That is not the solution. I know that's not the solution, but government must demonstrate its commitment to creating peace, not accepting violence, putting down violence ruthlessly, irrespective of who it is.
Right.
Like Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said, everybody can dissent and protest, but no violence. But that must be shown on the ground. He's made a statement which is very good, but that must be shown in the ground by taking strong action. We ask the Chief Minister to ensure that the people who vandalize are made to pay compensation for their vandalism. Okay. Once you make them pay money for that, then they know they send a strong message.
Why are there groups of people, sir? Are they people looking for infamy? That the people who do nasty things because they know that they will get the media limelight, they will become infamous. Is this why they do it?
These are people who run some kind of local business. I don't want you to talk about that because it's very scary. We know what they do and how they do it. And once in a while, they have to threaten people. They have to indulge in violence to create fear so they can carry on their very wrong kind of work.
Okay. So, Dr. Pai, you're a person who has lived and traveled all over the country and all over the world. What do we do about language? Because there is a reasonable argument to be made about language pride, but then there's a problem about chauvinism and gundagiri. What do we do?
Look, let me say it very clearly. Every state loves its language. Every people love their language. Our state language is Kannada. All of us who live in Karnataka should respect Kannada, should learn to converse in Kannada so that we are part of this community. If you come from outside, you come into a culture and a place where others are sacrificed, pay their taxes, and you get the benefits. You're all welcome here. Nobody is not welcome. Bangalore is a place for everybody. But you must respect the local language. If the government passes a rule to say that on the signboards you must have Kannada, please have Kannada. Respect Kannada. Show your respect for things. If you go to Bengal, speak Bengali. If you go to Tamil Nadu, learn to speak Tamil. If you go to France, learn to speak French. If you go to Germany, do that. If you go to Japan, learn to speak Japanese. It shows your respect for people and wanting to be part of this community. So I would appeal to everybody who does not know Kannada to at least learn to converse in Kannada, speak a few words when you go, to demonstrate that you respect the local community and the local people. So this language issue is a real issue, which must all show respect and comply with the law. On that, I don't think we should do anything else and say, I'm a free citizen of a free country, I can do what you want. Please remember, all our rights are limitations. And if you want to be good citizens, you must go out of the way to mingle with society and be a part of society. And I think that this issue about language being signboard, something all of us should comply.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. What kind of progressive messaging do you now know? Because there are a lot of infrastructural issues, sir, which you've raised yourself in the past. We've seen the traffic jams. We've seen the genuine problems that people face. You saw the other day a lady died because of a loose electric wire. What is the progressive image that you want to see coming out of Bangalore?
See, Bangalore suffers from a governance deficit. We have one city corporation for about 1.2 crore people. I don't think the commissioner or any of his senior officials have gone all over Bangalore to see. I'm born in Bangalore a long time ago. Even I don't know how big Bangalore has gone. Every time I travel out, I discover a new street, new place. I don't know. And I've been here a long time. These are commissioners who come for 4 or 5 years. None of them have gone. Bangalore should be broken up into 5 corporations. That is the law suggested by the earlier government, I think the Congress government. And each corporation should have a commissioner so it becomes manageable. You see, today, politicians in Karnataka are very scared that you have one big city corporation, you have a full-time mayor, he'll become more powerful than the chief minister because Bangalore is 50-60% of Karnataka's GDP. Bangalore, the richest state in the richest town in India with about GDP or something like $14,000-15,000 a year, $180 billion of GDP is the richest city. I mean, it's got 45-50 lakh people working, paying about 50-55% of Karnataka's taxes. So they don't want Bangalore to have that. And sadly, all the rulers come from outside Bangalore and they believe that taking the taxes paid by Bangalore, they can subsidize others and get their votes and come to power. We need local people also to come into power in this city who will care for the people. The basic problem is very simple. Karnataka's population is 6.7 crores. Bangalore's population is 1.2 crores, nearly 20%. Karnataka total seats, I think, is 224 or 228. If you take 20%, we should have 45, 46 seats. But we got some 26, 27 seats. Politically, Bangalore doesn't matter to Karnataka. Even though Bangalore is the richest part of Karnataka, creates most of the taxes, we don't matter. We need a delimitation where new wards are going to be created. So the voting power of Bangalore will increase, and then you want the fund. Then all of them will respond to Bangalore because they want to come to power. Bangalore becomes important. So I think we have to fix the governance problem. We have to fix the delimitation problem. And we want citizens of Bangalore like Jacob Kasta, Dr. Rao, and Mohana to be visible, to talk about development, and to do everything else. And it's time all of us got together and march on the streets of Bangalore asking government to improve infrastructure. This new government has been there, I think, 4 to 5 months now. We have not seen much progress. We went and met them and said, why don't you clean up Bangalore, remove the debris of the streets, clean up the city, repair the footpath, making a walking city, get more public transport, more buses are being bought. But Bangalore city has not been cleaned up. Tar the road, repair the roads, make life easier, right? They've not been able to do that. We've not seen any much progress in the last 4 to 5 months. And we had high hopes on Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. He's a strong man. We welcomed him. We have high hopes, but we want him to act. We want him to demonstrate commitment.
Okay. Well, you answered what my next question was going to be on what your priorities for the city are. It's the very simple basic. Clean it up, fix the roads, retar them, clean the footpaths, make it easier for pedestrians. All things that make life easier to live for people. Dr. Pai, thanks very much for joining us with your thoughts, very clear thoughts on this. So let me quickly go across to Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao, so why is this now the biggest issue? The biggest issue should be what Dr. Pai has just mentioned. What needs to get sorted out? Why not focus all our time, energy, attention over there? Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao, please go ahead, sir. I'm hoping we can unmute you.
The message here said that I had been unmuted by the host.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
But obviously I was not unmuted.
Yes,
Good
yes.
evening.
The host will catch up with you eventually, hopefully, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening to you and all the panelists and the viewers. See, this language problem is not the big issue that is being made out. It is only a few frustrated lot who are trying to make an issue out of it because they are that is the only way they can become. They are hoping to become politically relevant. The real issue is what Dr. Mohandas Pai said, that is of all the basic amenities, include especially roads, electricity, water, all those are the basic amenities that any city wants, and cleanliness and disposal of all these solid waste.
But Dr. Rao, what I'm not, sorry, I just want to follow up. What I'm not understanding is, we had a conversation, there is a live electric cable lying on the side of the road. A woman is walking with her child in her arms. She is literally burnt, electrocuted, alive, on the spot, in flames. Now, over that, we don't see these kind of agitations. Now, that's an emotive thing. Somebody has died. You can even understand why people would be upset. But over the issue of signboards, we are seeing an agitation. Something is going wrong, sir, in thought process.
Yes, I agree with you that things which are of no great priority and which shouldn't be highlighted like this with violence is being done. I fully agree with you on that. And that's why the emphasis is on proper amenities and facilities. And we have discussed this electric wire thing. It was wrong. It was a negligence of the people who are managing the power supply that day to restore power supply to a broken after it had tripped automatically and without checking what was going on there. And sadly, 2 lives were lost in the process. Now, this kind of negligence, we don't have action going on. We need very quick legal action against people who are negligent or who are corrupt and siphon off funds. There is no shortage of funds in Bangalore, as Dr. Mohandas Pai already highlighted. There is enough funds, but these funds are not being put to proper use. There is all leakages of funds going on, and there is always the talk of traffic jams, etc. There is one thing that people from outside Bangalore need to know about what happened in the past. One, Mysore was a state capital. It was not Bangalore. Bangalore was a small town which was more of a cantonment town and a place for retirement. It was called a retirement home.
Okay.
And it has suddenly exploded. So when a small town explodes to this size and that to universal acclaim, we need a massive push. We need someone like Modi to push.
Yeah, but that's where you would think the energy, both political, physical, economic energy, effort, mind space is being put, but it doesn't get put. Let me get Dr. Jacob Krasta into this. Dr. Jacob Krasta, this has become such another emotive issue, and we know the politicians do it deliberately. It is important. Yes, language is important, but the changing of the nameplates in such a and then allowing gundas on the streets. Think about the people who are dying in potholes. Think about the flooding crisis that happens every year, year after year. I've given you so many other civic examples. Why don't these become emotive political issues? This becomes a major consideration, sir. It's an important thing that we now need to examine. And that's equivalent not just in Bengaluru, but it's equivalent everywhere. That what are the things that we are going to get emotional about? The issue of pride is something that is obviously has been an emotive issue. The question is, at what point of time does the civic governance that affects your life on a day-to-day basis, that actually makes a difference not only to the personal economies of individuals, what you earn, how you live, but also to the entire economy of the city, the economy, as Dr. Pai has pointed out, of the entire state, of which the principal taxation is coming out of Bengaluru. All of these become fundamentally important things. Now, I want you to see for a second what is happening on our screens. What is this achieving? A regulation has to be brought. A regulation should be implemented in the spirit of the law by the elected leaders who have brought forth the regulation. Once the regulation is brought, once it is implemented, some time delay will be required, and there will be civil penalties for the people who are either lackadaisical, not following it, being lazy about it, and they will have to face those civic penalties. Now, this is something virulent going on, because this fellow whom we are all becoming infamous, because up until 2 days ago, very few people in the country would have known who this Gowda fellow is. Now everybody is talking about him. Now these people really think that their entire political careers can be ramped up because they can make themselves infamous by coming out and doing such activities. It's a more than a disturbing lesson. So in terms of prioritization, and let's do our best to put it together bit by bit and piece by piece of what now needs to happen. What are the priorities for the city of Bengaluru? What are the priorities for the vast majority of Kannadigas who are the residents of Bengaluru? What do they want to see? People who are watching the broadcast. The signboards in Kannada language will be a part of the priority list, but there are going to be a whole host of things where, of course, it would be useful if there's a lot of energy and a lot of attention put in. I'm sorry that we have had a technical issue with which I've lost my guess, which is what we've been waiting for the past several seconds, which is why I've been talking. There's no point talking beyond what has already been discussed. I'm going to take a break. You had a chance to hear Dr. Rao and Dr. Pai. Okay, in fact, I'm told as we speak, here they are. Dr. Krasta, sorry we lost you for a few seconds over there. Beyond the signboards, which are obviously some lumpen elements are trying to make themselves infamous over, sir, there have to be priorities, civic priorities for the city. Where should our energy and focus be?
Rishabh, this question for me?
Dr. Krasta, yes.
Today we are talking about economy, Rishabh. Now this regional language, so-called Kannada is a pride for Kannadigas, no doubt about it. But this Rakshana Vedike controlling and maintaining this Kannada language, fine. Hats off to them, no issue on that. But this kind of vandalism, just because there is no Kannada board, and that also when the new notification has come, that notification is up to February 28th, 2024. Even the expiry date is not happened. Before the expiry date happens, they are vandalizing the board and even trying to get inside the hotel and damaging all the flower pots and other infrastructure facilities provided by the hotel just because there is no board in Canada without giving them a notice. This kind of vandalism will give a wrong meaning for the economy builders. We are all economy builders in the business.
So, Dr. Krasta, what are the priorities, sir? Every year we will say flooding happened. Every year we will complain about the traffic jams. We will say that the potholes are not fixed. We will say that the civic infrastructure is not up to the mark. We need to get these things done. Why are these not emotive issues, sir? They should be.
We require a CM like Yogi Adityanath, Rishabh. That's the only possible thing is possible. If this kind of, pally working with the political people, those who are doing vandalism and spoiling the whole name of our Karnataka, so-called is a calm and cool Karnataka, that is giving a wrong information to the world. Probably the investors may think twice. Now, so this is the same situation was there in Tamil Nadu. But Tamil Nadu, they have stopped, although they are so, favor Tamil. But here, because Kannada, yes, fine. I'm not going against the board. Has to be there in Kannada, no doubt. But you wait up to February 20th, 24. Wait for another 2 months. They will change the board. They'll put the Kannada board also. But why vandalism? So the vandalism people, those who do it, what the Yogi Adityanath people, their property should be demolished.
Okay.
That should happen.
Okay.
That is the punishment
so take
to the
action
people
against the vandals. But again, it doesn't really reflect upon. It's not like Siddaramaiah is not a veteran politician. It's not like DK Shivkumar is not an excellent manager of affairs. It's not like G Parameshwar isn't. All these people are eminently capable people. The thing is, as politicians and all politicians, regardless of how long they've been in politics, they are going to respond to what they think are the people's priorities. Mohan Dasari, why are the politicians not thinking that solving the roads and the potholes and the flooding and the civic deaths that take place due to lackadaisical civic authorities, not the priorities, but the signboards are the priorities?
Rishabh, their priority is safeguarding their chair.
Yeah, so Rishabh, the priorities are clear for politicians. As you know, we still struggle with the potholes, we still struggle with the bad roads. We do have a lot of civic issues in Bangalore, but nobody even ready to talk about it. In the last year itself, in the year of 2022 and 2023, more than 300, 400 people have died because of the potholes in Bangalore. So that is how the civic infrastructure we have in Bangalore. But see, unfortunately, even myself, being in Aam Aadmi Party, we did many protests, and I have more than 12 police cases just because we were fighting for the civic issues in Bangalore. So that's how it has been done in Bangalore. So nobody even care about what is our day-to-day life is going to be. And coming back to the name boards, right? See, the name boards is not just about a name board, right? As you earlier said rightly, the states have been formed on the basis of language. Language is not just a language; it is an identity of every resident living in Karnataka and in Bangalore. See, Mr. Kasta he may not be having an information, but the ordinance is being brought for 60-40. The Kannada has to be in 60%, and the English has to be in 40%. But unfortunately, from past 3-4 years, like from 2020 onwards, there is a rule for 50-50. 50% of the name board has to be in Kannada, but nobody was following that. See, it is a systematic failure. It's not only about Karave or any other activists who have been doing this, but as a BBMP engineers, as a BBMP corporator, as a responsible MLAs in Bangalore, they are not even worried about the language here. They have literally compromised on language. That is our identity. And whatever happened a day before or yesterday, see, this is an out of hands, right? Like you've been trying to convince them to put up a Kannada board and they're not even ready to listen. And any kind of violence is not acceptable to anyone. See, hitting a man or physical assault to anyone in the name of Kannada or in the name of anything, religion or language is not acceptable. But here they are trying to vandalize the boards, not on the people, right? So
no, but Mohan Dasari, surely the better way is to encourage people. Okay. Now I can say there should be a lot of pride in Sanskrit language as well. But if somebody doesn't speak Sanskrit, we should perhaps encourage them that why don't you study a little bit of Sanskrit, know the basics, as Mohandas Pai was saying. You should be aware, if you want to come and live in Karnataka, at least be conversant with the language, know the basics, be able to communicate it. But to say that we will damage property, we will beat up people, people have been beaten up, you can't say they're not been beaten up, surely that's not a solution.
No, beating of the people and throwing people out of Bangalore is not at all a solution. As Mohandas Pai sir was clearly saying, the people who are welcomed to Karnataka or Bangalore, they have to respect the rules of the land, right? They have to learn the basic Kannada where they can converse with the society, where they can speak to the people or auto wala or anything. But people are not ready to do that, right? Even, see, being a resident and see that there are many people comes to IT industry because Bangalore is best for IT industry. For them, it may not matter, but the commercial establishments, when they take the trade license to do the business in Bangalore, they have a clear mandatory thing to have a board which is 50% in Kannada and 50% in English. So why are they not following it?
Okay, so I've been trying to ask several people a basic question, that amidst the whole list of priorities, the signboard must be a priority on some list somewhere, okay? Should be a priority on some list somewhere. But surely that cannot be the only priority. The roads are also a priority. The flooding also should be a priority. People dying in potholes should also be a priority. But we don't see as much active engagement on these issues. I wonder why. So, Dr. Rao, is it just now a reality check required that in a whole host of things, and a lot of things need to happen, okay? Surely the signboards are a part of that list. But do you really think that for most Bengalurians, the number one issue is the signboard, number two issue is language elsewhere, and the roads, everything else matters far down the radar?
Absolutely not. Rishabh, the first priority as of now for most Bangaloreans, and remember, most Bangaloreans are now, the majority are non-Kannadigas. Their priority is the road. Even the local Kannadigas, road is a major problem in Bangalore, and it is being highlighted worldwide, the kind of traffic jams we have. Air pollution, far less a problem than Delhi and Bombay, but still a problem. Waste management, there is dry waste problems constantly here. The municipality has been trying to get everyone to segregate waste and make it easier to recycle or get rid of the waste, compost it. They have not fully succeeded. What we need is someone on the top who will really get the job done. This is why people admire Modi or Adityanath or many of the other chief ministers who perform. We want performance. And going and agitating for demanding these people look into these daily problems, including like that electric wire which had fallen and still alive. Now, the government had made a announcement long time back saying that every road that is laid, every bridge that is laid or relaid, we are going to put the board of the contractor with his name and phone number and etc. there. It is not happening. So the point is, the rules are there, the laws are there, but it's not being implemented.
And all right.
We have not had much of a choice till now to choose between one person who performs and one person who doesn't perform.
Okay, so Dr. Krasta, why not just get it done? It's about a little bit of effort, a little bit of expenditure in getting the name boards actually changed. Let's get it done. Let's also get the potholes fixed. Let's also build the flyovers and the tunnels and the metros that we need to do. What's it going to take just to get these things done, so we don't have to have these kind of debates?
I fully agree with you, Rishabh. If the same Rakshana Vedike, instead of doing the vandalism only for the name board, if they also can do a vandalism for the potholes, where they can save lives, they will give the priority. People can be saved. As you rightly stated, if the Bescom wire fallen down, a woman and a child is burned live. And yesterday, one girl in the swimming pool in the apartment got a shock and died. These are the things. Who is responsible? These are the infrastructure facility, Bescom or the BBMP. These are the people responsible. Instead of vandalizing the boards, if the Rakshana Vedike can go or take a help from the trade organization like Industry Association, FKCCI, CASIA or PIA, all these people, they can take support and go against the government and see that this kind of roads are done properly, and this kind of contractors with all this 40% by became removed and 100% deployment of the money can be done. We will have a 5-star roads. Now, for example, this Vijay Mallya road on UB, which was done 25 years back, even today it is beautifully working. How? We have the facility, we can put the road, but these contractors don't put that kind of road,
okay.
and every year it has to be assaulted.
Okay, so you are seeing things happening. Bengaluru has now an upgraded airport. There is a highway that is being built between Bengaluru and Chennai. There's a highway that's already been completed between Mysuru and Bengaluru. The city itself needs a major upgrade. So the consensus, ladies and gentlemen, seems to be for the people who are running commercial establishments, because when it regards public signage, the Kannada application is already there. People who are running commercial establishments, if there is a rule that is suggesting that a percentage of the signboard be in the local language, there is no reason why that signboard cannot be amended in a readily reasonable period of time to be like that. So if you're running an establishment in Bengaluru, just get it done. Let's move on. Let's not give fodder to vandals and gundas. Get it done. They're about things, the energy in getting things done, not hoping to get them. Just get them done. There's a individual role here, and the job of government, very seriously, as has been very articulately put by Dr. Pai through the course of this conversation, is put energy and focus into Bengaluru. It is your shining light, not only for the state of Karnataka, for all of India. We are all proud of what the city has accomplished and what its people do. The future of the city is in accepting people from all over the country and all over the world. Okay? The logic of having respect for local tradition, language and custom is an eminent logic. It just makes logical sense. And about getting the city ready for the next uptick in its growth should be the #1 priority of the government in Karnataka. Let's hope these things happen. Let's go with the purpose of getting things done, not just having arguments. I thank my guests.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.